In an unprecedented political shift, Mark Carney, a former central banker with no prior political experience, has become Canada's new Prime Minister. Carney, who won 86% of the vote in the Liberal Party leadership election, now steps into the national spotlight, tasked with revitalizing a struggling party, handling a brewing trade war with the United States, and facing off against Donald Trump. But can a technocrat with a background in finance win the trust of voters and survive in the rough and tumble world of politics? More importantly, can he handle Trump's aggressive trade policies that threaten Canada's economy? Carney's rise to power is as unconventional as it is fascinating. Unlike his predecessors, he is not a career politician. Instead, his career has been defined by global finance and economic crisis management. Born in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories, Carney studied at Harvard University and Oxford before making a name for himself at Goldman Sachs, where he worked in London, Tokyo, New York, and Toronto. However, he left the private sector in the early 2000s to join the Canadian Public Service, quickly rising through the ranks to become governor of the Bank of Canada in 2008, just as the world was entering the global financial crisis. Under Carney's leadership, Canada emerged from the financial meltdown better than most major economies, earning him praise as an economic savior. His reputation only grew when he became the governor of the Bank of England in 2013, where he helped stabilize the UK economy during the turbulence of Brexit. But here's the twist. Carney has never held elected office. He has never run a political campaign, debated in Parliament, or faced the pressures of public office. Now he is taking charge of a country in crisis, and his ability to transition from boardrooms to the battleground of politics remains a major question mark. Mark Carney is married to Diana Fox Carney, a British economist specializing in developing countries. The couple, who met at Oxford, have 4 daughters: Cleo, Tess, Amelia, and Sasha. During his victory speech, Carney expressed deep gratitude to his family, emphasizing their role in shaping his purpose and resilience. His eldest daughter, Cleo, a first-year student at Harvard, introduced him on stage, highlighting his dedication, strong work ethic, and commitment to the causes he believes in. Carney holds triple citizenship: Canadian, British, and Irish, though he has pledged to renounce his British and Irish passports as he steps into national leadership. While his Irish heritage remains a meaningful part of his identity, he believes that Canada's Prime Minister should hold only one citizenship. He has already initiated the process of renouncing the others, underscoring his commitment to fully representing Canada on the world stage. The Liberal Party's decision to choose Carney as their new leader wasn't just about his economic credentials. It was about contrast. For nearly a decade, the party was led by Justin Trudeau, a charismatic but increasingly controversial figure. Trudeau, once hailed as the face of modern liberalism, saw his popularity collapse in recent years due to rising inflation, housing crisis, and diplomatic tensions with India. By choosing Carney, the Liberals are offering voters a fresh alternative, a no-nonsense, numbers-driven leader with a reputation for competence over charisma. But there's another reason for Carney's appeal: Trump. The moment Trudeau announced his resignation, Donald Trump turned up the heat on Canada. The U.S. president imposed steep tariffs on Canadian goods, calling the country's economic policies unfair, and even floating the idea that Canada should become the 51st U.S. state. This didn't sit well with Canadians. From boycotting American products to booing the U.S. national anthem at hockey games, anti-American sentiment has surged in Canada, ironically boosting the very party that was struggling just months ago. Recent polls show that the Liberals, once trailing behind the Conservatives, are now either tied or ahead. Carney's tough stance on Trump has only fueled this momentum. In his victory speech, he delivered a defiant message to the U.S. president. According to him, Canada will never, ever be part of America in any way, shape, or form. Carney even mocked Trump, comparing him to Voldemort from Harry Potter, calling his annexation comments so ridiculous they shouldn't even be repeated. But despite the fiery rhetoric, Carney knows he must strike a delicate balance, protecting Canadian workers while ensuring economic stability. His strategy? Trade diversification. Carney has pledged to strengthen economic ties with countries like India, seeing it as a way to reduce reliance on the United States. While Carney's economic resume is undeniable, politics is an entirely different battlefield. Unlike his predecessors, he doesn't have a seat in Parliament, meaning he can't participate in debates or votes until he secures one in a by-election. His expertise in handling economic crisis is impressive, but it remains to be seen whether he can connect with voters on a personal level, a skill that separates technocrats from successful politicians. The transition from high-level finance to frontline politics is challenging, and Carney will need to prove that he can inspire confidence not just in markets, but in the everyday lives of Canadians. Adding to the challenge is the looming threat of an early election. The Conservative Party, led by Pierre Poilievre, has capitalized on public frustration over rising inflation and housing costs, successfully positioning itself as the party of affordability and economic relief. With Carney still an untested political figure, opposition parties could force a no-confidence vote, triggering a general election before he has a chance to establish himself. If that happens, Carney will need to move fast, convincing voters that his financial expertise translates into real solutions for struggling Canadians before Poilievre and the Conservatives solidify their lead. Leading Canada will inevitably require navigating a turbulent relationship with Donald Trump. The United States has already imposed tariffs on some Canadian goods, while others remain temporarily suspended until early April. Next in line are 25% tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, set to take effect on Wednesday, adding further pressure to an already strained trade dynamic. The uncertainty surrounding these economic policies has shaken financial markets, negatively impacting Canada's economy. Trump has made it clear in discussions with former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that his economic grievances with Canada extend beyond tariffs, targeting industries like dairy and banking, where U.S. companies face barriers to entry. Beyond trade, Trump and his administration have also raised issues that strike at the core of Canada's sovereignty, including the revision of a border treaty and water-sharing agreements between the two nations. Your perspective matters. What do you make of Canada's new Prime Minister? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the Current Affairs channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.